Good morning, everyone. Let's see. No, you're not supposed to have any sound. We don't need to hear that. Welcome, welcome, welcome in. I am just getting the others situated. You know, it sure would be nice if you worked like that. If you actually worked like that. Okay. Let's try it. Good morning, good morning. Hey, woman and wolf, how are you? I got my wolf over here. He's not really wolfy. He's just a healer. And a short guy at that. Sorry I said it. Sorry. I ran into somebody who has other healers just in town the other day. And he was like, is that a healer? Is that a healer? He's a little short. I was like, hey! His parents were the mutts, right? Of their litter. I was supposed to do this thing. His parents were the mutt of their litter. I'm not going to do it. Fuck it. He's the mutt of his litter. He was the last one left. Okay. Yes, we can chat. Let's get the stuff set up. Hi, badass blind woman. How you doing? Okay. Here's the reality. As soon as I go sit in that chair, I'm really not going to be able to see much of comments. I'm going to blow them up big so that I can do my best to read them. But be aware that once I sit in my chair, I will not be here. I will be there. Did I mention shenanigans? Okay, hold on. Let's see if everybody's situated properly. Dog is ready with all of his toys, so that's exciting. They should be probably dropped in my lap throughout the duration of our class today. I imagine I will have several toys dropped in my lap. Good. Looking forward to today. Yay! I know. How is everybody doing without a Wednesday class? I'm feeling a little lost without a Wednesday class. So hopefully come November, I will see some of you who are missing that Wednesday class over in our Discord so we can have Wednesday class time in our Discord. Sir. Okay, nope. Instagram, again, is strangely framed. I don't know what your beef is, Instagram. Grateful for what you have. There's that baby. He wants to play. Again, don't let him tell you that I don't play with him. Don't let him tell you that he does not get snugs, that he does not get the pets, that he does not get all the knuckle sandwiches pretty much that he wants. Yeah, and you're just dragging it all over my white sweater. Thank you. Good idea to wear white today, Mom. What the fuck happened to that? Why is it on my arm? What the hell? Oh, there it is. I love you too, Beck Luke. Yay! Good morning, Calyptos. Everybody's here. All right. If you're going to dog this hard, you're going to go outside and dog. You need a knuckle sandwich? Hold on. Dog needs a knuckle sandwich first. Let's give him some breakfast. Hold on. But he has had his breakfast, by the way. All right. Okay, sit down. I'll give you a knuckle sandwich. Hold on. Wait. Here. This one? Is this what you wanted? Is this what you wanted? You want a knuckle sandwich? Is it a Nux? Or the hamburger? Prefer the hamburger? No, you don't like the hamburger, huh? No, nothing to grip on, huh? You just slip right off the hamburger. Okay, knuckle sandwich. Oh, that's tasty. Oh, that's the best. Oh. Are you satisfied? Are you satisfied? You're so big and bad. You're so bad. Yeah, you big bad dog. I know, you eat all the nuts. Yeah, you got him? Did you get him? Did you get him? Did you get him? Did you get him? We are here for class. So for those of you who are new here, this is tiny yoga class, not just dog shenanigans class. So, he just stepped on his food bowl. Okay. Let me make sure Instagram has joined the party properly. Instagram, can you see the chair? You still can't see the chair. All right. It's just a courtesy because I love some of my friends who are over on Instagram. That is the only reason, Instagram, that you are at this party at all. Just so you know. Just so you're aware. Okay. You wish you could have some dog shenanigans? You know where I am. Not everybody does, but you do. Come you get you some. I know, I got you all excited because we did the knucks, huh? We get knuckle sandwiches and now you think it's playtime. I'm sorry, I apologize. That's not actually the case. Okay. For those of you who are new here, hello, my name is Reverend Deborah. I'm an interfaith minister, a movement facilitator, and clearly your shenanigan shaman. Thank you, TikTok community, for that title. I'm gonna do yoga now. No. Hey. I love him too. But it's time for me to do class. If I had a big pillow for you, I would put it down for you. Why don't you go lay in front of the fire? Yeah, see, you need stretches too. Yeah. Why don't you go lay down and warm your bones by the fire? Huh? Okay. So I can do my class? Please? Thanks. That's the goal. All right, my friends. Okay, come on. You're going outside then. Come on, out. All right, we will leave him to bark at the birds and whatever dogs do when they're dogging on their own. So, this is our tiny yoga class, and I am covered in dog hair. Fantastic. This is tiny yoga. Tiny yoga is a 30-minute gentle flow for everybody and every space. So, it was born out of my own limited mobility in the morning and living in compact spaces like an RV or tiny homes and traveling all over the place and not always having the space to do a full mat practice. I used to use that as my excuse not to practice yoga. Oops. Turns out you can do damn near everything in a chair, or at least some modified version of it. So I don't care your level of yoga. I don't care what kind of chair, what kind of place you have to put your butt. All you need is a place to plop your bottom. And all you need is your intention and your attention. So if you would like to get in to the inner cosmos, explore the inner cosmos within your system, find the place to put your butt, find the edge of the place to put your butt, and we're going to get into our flow. Remember, above all in this space, you are your own guru. So if we are doing something in this flow that doesn't feel good to you, my friend, don't do it. I can't be in your body. I can't be in your chair. It is up to you to know where your boundaries are, know where your edges are, and to respect those. There's a lot of places, including yoga classes, that you can go and push your edges. You can do strenuous workouts. This is not the place for that. What we're doing in this space is building trust. Building trust with ourselves. Not only with our bodies. No, I'm telling you, I'm not doing it. Not only with our physical body, but with the various layers of self, right? Holding space for your edges. Holding space for the parts of yourself that say, not today. And learning to respect those, even though the ego wants to go further. Oh, I know I can stretch deeper. Oh, I know I can twist more. Oh, I know I can hold this for longer. I'm sure you can. But if you hear some part of you today say, not today, maybe give it that little bit of compassion. Right? Okay. I'm waiting for YouTube just to confirm that YouTube is up and running. I guess we might It says excellent connection, so I'm hoping it's up and running. If you guys remember that I am also streaming on Instagram and invites me to co-host. I'm sorry, friend, I don't know. I don't go live with people I don't know. But if you want to go live, send me a message about doing so another time. This is a class space. So you're welcome to come join me for the class space, but please do not request whatnot, because I'm not gonna approve it. I'm gonna say no. Sweet Texas legend, I'm sorry that you're dealing with that kind of stress in your life, that kind of mental imbalance in your life, right? Let's find some balance in mind, in body, in breath. Today we're going to do our 30-minute gentle flow, and then we are going to sit with our mudra. Remember, our mudra for this week is the Mushti mudra. Here is the Mushti mudra. Tuck your thumbs in and curl your fingers over top. Bring your fists together and rest it here at your sacral chakra. Where's your sacral chakra? It's above your pubic bone and below your belly button. Remember that this mudra has an extra piece to it. So if you want to know what that extra piece is, hang out for the end of class and we will practice that extra bit at the end of class when we hold our mudra. We're going to take our time. We're going to do several twists. Our theme for today is centering, to be in line with this mudra. I think I need to turn this angle one more stinking time, blessed time, to get Instagram all the way in the frame. Thank you guys for the follows. Make sure that the follow sticks, because apparently TikTok also unfollows people when you follow me during live, which is fantastic. Replays are over on YouTube. Replays are over on YouTube. So you're welcome to go and watch this class after we practice. User 92 with a bunch of numbers. Am I appropriating Hindu culture? No. I have been through several years of training within the practices that are brought to us through Eastern culture, through Indian culture, through many, many years of Vedic exploration. It's a fantastic body of knowledge. And I encourage you to explore bodies of knowledge that are not only from the place you grew up. This is how we enlighten our systems. So we can actually see all of the different colors of the rainbow out there in the world, rather than being fearful and going, oh, this practice is from somewhere else in the world. Well, I'm not allowed to touch it. No, that wisdom is not for me. I have to find the wisdom that the people who look like me, only those people have the wisdom for me. Oops, that's keeping me stuck in my ignorance, isn't it? So let's get out of our ignorance. Let's explore our inner cosmos without the dogmatic baggage of being like, you're appropriating this because you look like that, you can't practice this. How about we meet each other with curiosity and willingness? How about we meet the practices with curiosity and willingness, so that we can explore and learn and gain these wisdoms that are available and are intended for everyone, not just a select few. That is divisive rhetoric that keeps us isolated from each other and keeps us in ignorance. So let's not play those games, huh? That's not what we do in this space. Hi, Courtney. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, Vekluch, well said. Appropriation is when you steal and profit rather than giving credit to those who brought about the information, right, about the practices. So we can absolutely steal things from others and not give credit to others. However, that's not what we do in this space. In this space, again, we explore the dynamic, expansive body of knowledge that is available to humanity. To humanity. And right now, my friends, all you need is the edge of my butt. Is the edge of my butt, your butt. Am I benefiting financially in any way from this? Hey guys, are you guys paying me for this class? Is anybody paying me for this class? No? Is this a free class that I offer every single week and have been doing so for almost a year? And a class that I'm about to start offering in my local community, also for free, because I recognize that these tools are so important that they should be available for free. Whoop, whoop. So thank you guys very much. User with a bunch of numbers, you are welcome to come hang out in here. You're welcome to explore this space. The only only way you're going to learn from this space is if you show up with curiosity and willingness rather than condemnation and judgment. You, dog, are going to have to go outside. I'm going to have to give you some judgment. We're going to have to lay down the hammer. No, we're doing yoga. Go lay down. Okay, my friends, enough shenanigans. Find the edge of your seat. Close your eyes for 3 deep breaths so we can fully arrive in this space and let go of all the judgment, all the toil in the mind, all the chatter of the monkeys up there telling us we should, shouldn't, what we need to and don't want to do, fear and blah, 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 blah. Good morning, brain. Hello. Yes. Go ahead and close your eyes and let's take 3 deep breaths. Begin by inhaling through the nose, pulling the breath through the lungs and all the way into the belly. And sigh it out. Inhale again, expanding the rib cage in all directions, front, sides, and back. And let it go. Sir, this is not appropriate. You're going to have to go outside. Inhale again, lifting through the top of your head and lifting the heart to elongate the spine. Exhale, melting the shoulder blades down the back. Are you teaching class with me? And then release the breath. Just pause for a moment in this space. Noticing the way that your system expands and rises with the inhale. And notice the way the tension relaxes in your system with the exhale. You can just leave your hands resting in your lap. You can hand your dog a hand snack if he needs it. You can rest them at your heart if it helps, wherever is appropriate, whatever feels good to you. Remember, you are your own guru. This is your exploration of your inner cosmos. So be with it however feels best. Just follow the breath. And with each exhale, release all tension. Notice your jaw, notice your butt cheeks, notice your feet. Release any tension in your system. Remember, we arrive with intention. Let go of all the tension, all the baggage that we carry here to class. You can keep your eyes closed for as long as you would like to. Do make sure that your knees are shoulder width apart, knees stacked over ankles, feet on the ground. It's okay if you have shoes on. Just bring some intention to your toes, to the ball of your foot, to the heel, to the bottom, to the bridge. Just bring intention to this connection. Ground out. Fully present in the body. We're going to begin with some neck rolls. So just go ahead and drop your chin towards your chest and roll your neck in one direction, nice and slow. Remember, we're not creating a battle with ourselves in this space. We're not pushing our edges. We're just saying hello. We're just greeting our muscles, greeting our inner cosmos with grace, with patience, with at least curiosity. Go ahead and switch directions. Take your time here. Remember, no rush. Time. Okay. Once your chin meets your chest again, go ahead and come back up to neutral. Take a deep breath in. Exhale as you turn the head to gaze over one shoulder. Nice long spine. Inhale back to center. Exhale, gaze over the other shoulder. Inhale back to center. Exhale, drop the chin. Inhale the chin up towards the sky. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale back up to neutral. Exhale, tip the head, dropping the ear to the shoulder. Either one is fine. Remember to keep your arms nice and loosey-goosey. As you drop your ear to the shoulder, go ahead and wiggle your elbows, flap your wings a little bit, make sure they're nice and loose. Hold here with a few deep breaths, feeling the little stretch in the side of your neck. Just with your intention, see if you can extend the stretch into your shoulder a little bit deeper. Inhale again. Exhale, let that ear melt slowly deeper towards your shoulder. Inhale back up to neutral. Exhale, drop the other ear to the other shoulder. Several breaths. Allow yourself micro movements to find a deeper stretch, not by pulling, not by force, not by doing anything, but by allowing your neck to sink deeper into this stretch. Allowing your ear to float gently down to your shoulder. One more deep breath in. Exhale completely. Inhale back up to neutral. I'm going to roll the shoulders, choose your direction. Again, you are your own guru, so go ahead and just wiggle your shoulders around, roll them in unison, roll them in opposition to each other, whatever works for you. Forward, backward. Just say hello to the collarbone, the shoulder joint, the shoulder blades, that space between your shoulder blades. Give them some wiggles, give them some rolls, give them some hello, some attention. And then go ahead and pull them up, keeping your neck nice and long. Pull your shoulders all the way up to your ears and then drop them with a Go ahead and release the arms from your lap if you haven't already. Inhale again, pull the shoulders all the way up to your ears. Nice long spine. Inhale again, once more. And drop them with a We're going to swim our arms backstroke now. Hopefully you've got a little bit of room. If not, just turn your body in a way that allows you to backstroke one arm, backstroke the other. Backstroke one arm, backstroke the other. Big movements now in the shoulders. Good morning. Whole arm. Not even whole shoulder. Whole arm. Hello. Okay, go ahead and switch directions. Now forward, stroke. Swimming, swimming through my tiny yoga class. Nice big rotations of the arm. Again, we're not doing this quickly. We're not trying to hurt ourselves. Keep that spine nice and long and release both arms. Shake it out. Shake it out. Bring the palms to the thighs and we're going to do cat-cows just a little bit at first. I want you to deepen and deepen and deepen as we go through this. So we're going to do cat-cow and then we're going to do some twists and then we're going to do or circles and then we're going to do cat-cow again deeper and we're going to do deeper circles. So this is how we're going to start. Inhale the chest forward, inhale the chin up, inhale the belly forward just a little bit, inhale the tailbone, tip it as if you're going to waggle your little tail. Exhale, push back. Again, this is just a small movement at first, tucking the chin, tucking the belly, tucking the tailbone. Inhale a little deeper, a little bigger forward, opening the chest a little more. Exhale back just a little bit deeper. Come back to neutral. Here at neutral, go ahead and do just, what is this called? Rib cage. Just rotate your rib cage in one direction. So don't worry about your hips. Just get your rib cage and shoulders moving in one direction. Get your spine, upper back involved, shoulders, shoulder blades, even your neck, one direction and then the other. Circles with just your rib cage, shoulders, just the upper body circles. Gosh, that feels nice. Nice little massage to the spine and to the gut and to all the belly bits, to the lungs. Go ahead and come back to neutral. Shake it out a little bit. And we're going to go deeper this time. Cat-cows. So inhale, send that chest forward, tip that chin up, tip your tailbone, give your tail a nice big wag. Happy dog. He's a happy dog. He's a happy dog. Sorry, okay. Stay focused, pirates. Inhale. Exhale. Tuck the tailbone. Curve that spine. Tuck your chest. Tuck your chin. Inhale, forward, big. Exhale, back. Inhale, back to neutral. Now this time we're going to do the same circles, but now we're going to dig deep into the hips, full length of the spine moving. Imagine that your tailbone is like a spoon, stirring your hip bowl, stirring your pelvic floor. Big circles, one direction, shoulders, tailbone, head, neck, the whole shebang. Big circles, one direction. And once you get to the front, switch directions. Try to keep those knees above the ankles as best you can. You're not quite getting the knees and legs into this just yet, just the torso. And back to neutral. Shake that out. That felt good. We're going to move into little tiny hip lifts. After that big movement, we're just going to lift one butt cheek and then the other butt cheek. Lift and put it back down. Lift and put it back down. Lift and put it back down. A couple more times. Just the butt cheek. Just as much as you can. Come back to neutral. And we're going to drop our knees to one side, keeping the feet on the ground. You can roll the feet side to side to windshield wiper the knees. Back and forth, back and forth. Let this kind of pull a little bit on your low back. Keep a nice long spine lifting through the top of the head. Stay with your breath. Back to neutral. Again, knees shoulder width apart, ankles below the knees, feet nice and grounded. We're going to move into some heel toe. So, watch your soes today. You're going to inhale, lifting the toes all the way, lifting the feet, keeping just the heels on the floor. Lift the rest of the feet. Inhale the palms forward. Stretch your fingers nice and wide. Pull the hands back just with intention, just with the muscles in your arm, in your wrist. Inhale. Exhale, drop the palms so they're facing inward, keeping the fingers nice and spread. Lift the heels. Inhale, palms forward, toes up. Exhale, palms in, heels up. Couple more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And release. We're going to move into our right side, and we're going to see if I can fit all of this into 30 minutes. We've already been 10 minutes in. I've got 20 minutes left. Let's see what we've got. Go ahead and interlace your fingers underneath your right thigh. Inhale, pulling the thigh up, pointing the toe, hugging it to the chest, long spine. Exhale, kiss your knee. Good morning, knee. Inhale, back up, nice long spine. Flex the foot, extend the leg out, all the way out in front of you, then slowly release with your exhale. Inhale again, nice long spine. Exhale, fold down to the toe or as far as you can go. Inhale, twist with the left arm, opening the chest for a twist towards the inside of your legs. Inhale, exhale, back down to your fold. We're going to twist the opposite way. Drag the right arm across the body for an opening outside twist. Inhale. And exhale, back down. Roll yourself back up and bring the knee back to center. Left side. Interlace your fingers underneath your left thigh. Inhale, pull it up for a hug. Nice long spine. Exhale, kiss the knee. Inhale. Nice long spine. Flex the foot and extend the leg. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Go ahead and gently release the heel to the floor. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Releasing the right hand first this time, twisting to the right. Inhale. Exhale, back down. Inhale, left side twist. Exhale, back down. Inhale, slowly roll up. and bring the knee back to neutral. Again, knees shoulder width apart. Go ahead and give yourself some wiggles if you need them. Then walk both legs out, flexing the feet, heels to the ground. Nice long extension in the legs, long extension in the spine. Send your tailbone down into the earth. Flex those feet, pulling those toes back. Inhale. Exhale, slowly roll yourself, tiptoeing your fingers down the legs into a forward fold. Be mindful of your chair so you don't lose it, it doesn't slip out from underneath you. Take a few breaths here in our forward fold. Sinking deeper with each exhale. Feeling the tension in your back, in your legs, in your hips, slowly releasing as you relax into the fold. One more breath. We're going to twist again, this time opening with the right again, right hand, dragging across your chest. Inhale, open wide, twist. Exhale, back down. Left arm, inhale, open wide. Exhale, back down. Inhale, slowly roll up. Bring the feet back to neutral. Knees stacked over the ankles. Heel toe, your feet open just enough for goddess pose. Bring the elbows up, the 90-degree angle for cactus arms, and we're gonna lift off the chair just for a count of 5. But here's the thing, I want you to do this with intention, and I want you to do it with patience. So we're not gonna plop back onto our chair, we're not going to jump out of our chair. We're gonna intentionally lift out of the chair, hover for the count of 5, and slowly release, okay? Inhale, up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly drop back down. Release, release, not drop. Bring your posture back again. Point those toes towards the front of the room, the front of your chair. Make sure you've got a nice angle here. Long spine. Inhale. Exhale, and we're going to go up again for a count of 5. Inhale, up. 1, 2. See if you can sit back into your heels. 3, 4, 5. Slowly release. Go ahead and release the arms. And we're going to reach overhead for a side stretch. So sweep your right arm over, around, and up and overhead. You leave your left elbow right here in your hip or over on your thigh, wherever it works for you to slide nice and deep. Focus on a side stretch. So you want to keep your spine nice and long and just tip your body over toward the left, reaching with that right arm. Inhale, gaze up past your armpit. Try not to offend yourself. Exhale. Inhale, back up to neutral. Release the arm. Right arm down to the right thigh. Left side. Sweep the left arm up overhead. Remember, nice long spine, just tipping to the side. You don't want to go forward. You don't want to go over your legs. You're going to the side. Exhale into that side stretch. Inhale. Exhale, gaze past your armpit. Lean back a little bit into your stretch. Inhale. Exhale to release. Go ahead and release the left leg, extending it, placing your heel down for gate pose. So the left leg is out. You're going to slide down the left side, the left leg with your left hand. Again, this time, same thing, side stretch. So right arm up overhead. This time we are going down with the leg, not just this side. So you want to inhale up, nice long spine. Exhale, go ahead and give the torso just a little twist so it goes down with the leg and reach overhead as if you're trying to reach your toes way down to the floor. Inhale, open the body, gaze past your armpit. Feel that stretch way deep into the right side, into the right hip, maybe even into the right thigh. Breathe. Inhale, slowly come back up. Exhale, release. Switch legs. So bring left leg back into goddess pose, toes pointing forward. Release that right leg, extending it out to the side, flexing the foot, placing the heel on the ground. So again, left side stretch, this time down the length of the leg. Inhale, the left arm up overhead. Exhale, nice long spine. Sliding that right hand down the right leg. Twisting the torso to open. Reaching for those toes with that left hand overhead. Breathe. Leaning back into your twist. Inhale back up to neutral. Exhale, release. Bring both legs back into goddess pose and then extend them out. You might want to bring them in just a little bit to maintain stability. Be careful here, please. We're gonna do some folds and some star pose movements. So I want you to make sure that you are planted on your seat. If you're too close to the edge of your seat, you may very well slip off. I almost did earlier when I was writing down this flow. So be mindful of where your butt sits, okay? If you need to, bring the feet a little closer together. This will help stabilize you a little more than if they are wider. So find what works for you. Take a deep breath in, extend the spine. Find your breath. Resting your hands on your thighs. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, slowly fold down between the legs. Keeping those feet flexed. Place your hands on the ground if it's available to you. Otherwise, keep them on your legs. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Deep breath here. Inhale, walk yourself over to your left knee. Hug that left knee, give it some kisses, say some sweet nothings to it as we reach into this deeper stretch, left side stretch. Hello, knee. Good morning. Thank you for so much for supporting me. Thank you for keeping me mobile. Inhale, come back to center. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold back down. This time hugging and kissing and saying sweet nothings to your right knee. Hi, right knee. Thank you very much. Okay, guys. Come back to neutral. Slowly roll back up and extend the arms out to both sides. We're going to do some toe touches here. I want you to focus on the abdomen, making this movement for you. I want you to make sure you are stable in your chair so nobody falls out of their chair. We're just going to inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist the torso and reach down for the toe. So your right hand goes to the left toes and your left arm's going to be back behind you in a nice twist. Inhale, back up. Left hands to right toes. Nice open twist. Inhale, back up. We're going to move a little bit faster now. So we're going to do a count of 10. Ready? Inhale. 1, back up to neutral. 2, back up to neutral. 3, back up. 4, up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax the arms, release the arms, keep your legs where they are. Nice long spine. Check in with the muscles in your abdomen, check in with your back, check in with your posture. Everything's still feeling good. We're gonna do 10, we're gonna do a count of 10 one more time for that. When we do this flow, I want you to make sure that when you come back to neutral, you come back to a fully extended spine. I don't want you staying down here and being like, I got it. You got to come all the way back up, stacking your shoulders and your rib cage on top of your hips. Oh, dog sounds really sad. Should we let him back in? Okay. Can you chill? Are you chill, dog, now? Okay, lay down. Lay down. Nope. Lay down. Okay. Star flow for a count to 10. Extend those arms, nice long spine, lifting through the top of the head. Inhale. And we're going to toe touch for a count of 10, starting with the right hands to the left toe. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the way back up to neutral. 7, 8. Keep going. 9, 10. Back upright. Release the arms. Release the upper body back to the back of your chair. If you have a back of the chair, fantastic. If you don't, if you're on a bed, go ahead and just scoot yourself all the way up your bed. If you're in a chair, go ahead and walk your feet back together here. Release the head for a moment. Release the arms for a moment. Release the legs and the feet. And just pause here in our chair Shavasana. Keeping the left leg extended, you can flex your foot to bring intention to it again. Inhale, pull your right knee all the way up to your chest. Give it a hug. Inhale, and then exhale. We're going to twist the right knee over the left leg. You can go ahead and point that right foot and just get a little twist here, gazing towards the right side of the body. So the right knee is going towards the left, over the left leg, facing the right side of the body, a little twist. Release the right leg, come back to neutral. Adjust as needed. Pull your right leg up, inhale. Exhale, give it a squeeze. Point the left toe. Sorry, did I say the right or left? Dang it. Point the left toe. Hey, get out of here. Inhale. Exhale, releasing the left knee over the right leg. Gazing towards the left. You can hold on to your chair if you need it to get that nice twist in the spine. Back to neutral and release the knee. Now, I'm going to leave it up to you. You can stay right here if you'd like to, especially if you got some support for your neck. If you don't have support for your neck, I don't recommend staying here. Otherwise, go ahead and lift yourself back up. Come back to neutral. Again, that means feet flat on the ground, knees stacked above the ankles, knees shoulder width apart. We're going to sit with our mudra for just 5 minutes. Remember, our mudra is the Mushti mudra this week. You take both thumbs. Sorry, the other hand is busy right now. You take both thumbs, curve them, bring them into your palms, curl your fingers around both thumbs. So all you're doing is making a fist by tucking your thumb inside. Sir, do you need hugs that bad? Or what's the matter? What's the matter? You're not a lap dog, so I can't put you up here. I would if I could. You want me to come down with you? I'll sit down with you. If you chill. All right, I'm going to sit on the floor so that dog can snuggle. And then we're going to sit for our mudra. Okay, sit your butt down. We'll see. We'll see if it works. If he still acts all hyphy, then we won't. Okay. Give me a second to readjust, and we're going to sit with our mudra. Just go ahead and keep breathing and enjoying the chill space while I'm rearranging. Okay. So again, our mudra this week is the Mushti mudra. And it's done by tucking your thumbs into your palms, curling your fingers over top, Bring your fists together and then rest this at your sacral chakra. Remember, your sacral chakra is above your pubic bone and below your belly button. So no matter where you put it in this space, you'll hit your sacral as long as you're below your belly button and not all the way down on your pelvic floor. You're in a good spot. So this mudra requires a lock or a bandha. It's not required. But to get the full benefit of this mudra, it is recommended. So as we talked about on Monday, I haven't gone back to count how many times I said the word or some various word, but with this mudra, you want to maintain a steady rhythm of inhales and exhales while you also gently restrict your anal sphincter. So the best way to hold this mudra, again, is to clench your butthole. Try to do so only with your butt hole, not the perineum, not the front parts, not anything else in that region. Let's take a few minutes to just practice that, isolating that piece. You can hold the mudra or not. Just bring your intention down right to your anal sphincter. Go ahead and clench and release, clench and release. Stay breathing, clench and release, clench and release, clench and hold. Keep breathing. Can you keep breathing while you're holding that? Go ahead and release. So we're going to sit with our mudra for 5 minutes. I've got my handy dandy timer right here. I encourage you to hold the retention. You just joined the most awkward moment. I love that moment. That's why I love this moment. So this is our mudra for the week, guys. The mudra for the week has 2 parts. There's the hand position where you tuck your thumbs into your palm and curl your fingers over your thumbs, just like making a fist with your thumb inside. Bring your fists to touch. Sorry, doggo needs some attention. Hey, you need to lay down though. I gave you food already. You've had breakfast. You've had treats. We've had playtime. You need to sit. Sit. Lay down. Along with this mudra, along with the hand position, you want to clench and hold for the duration of the 5 minutes your anal sphincter. This is a type of lock that is intended to assist to fortify our digestive system, as well as work with the sacral chakra, which the sacral chakra is about elimination. The sacral chakra is also about assimilation, our ability to derive nutrients from our digestion, from the food that we consume. This mudra also balances the sacral chakra in general. So it also encourages our assimilation and improves our digestion. This one also is specific to nightmares. Our sacral chakra is our center for nourishment and our center for intimacy, our center for safety, security. This is our center where we hold shame and doubt. This is our space where the question is, will the universe meet my needs? If I ask, will the universe take care of me? Will the people around me take care of me, right? This is my first experience of whether or not my needs will be met by the world outside of me. So most of us have imbalances here. That said, if you are ever holding a mudra and it becomes too intense in any way, shape, or form, whether it's in your body or it causes tension in your mind or in your breath, please pause. Drop the mudra for a moment and ask your body if you can continue, right? Remember that your body is your ally. Your ego is your ally. Your emotions, all of these pieces are your ally. So when tension arises in your system, it is your allies requesting your attention. Remember that. When there is tension in my system, in my breath, in my body, or anywhere else in my being, it is my allies, my team, asking for my attention. Teresa, he does want my undivided attention. And as soon as we're done with class, he's going to get that. They say that when you, yeah, anyway. Okay, so let's sit with our mudra. If you feel comfortable contracting your anal sphincter to boost this mudra, feel free to do so. If it's not comfortable for you or you don't know how to do it and it makes you feel any sort of way, creates tension, whatever, go ahead and release that piece. Again, here's our mudra. Both hands, tuck the thumb into the fist. Bring the fists together. Sir, I'm going to put you back outside. No. And rest it here at your sacral chakra. Let me put it back outside. Like I said, guys, do not let him tell you that he's not played with or taken care of, or he is extra needy today. I don't know what's going on, so I will check in with him. He broke a nail. He broke a nail not too long ago while we were hiking the other day, and he's been acting extra like that lately, and I think he might just be hurting. So I'll check on his foot today. Here's our mudra, Mushti mudra. Time to sit down with the Mushti mudra. Eliminates nightmares, balances sacral chakra, improves digestion, and overall brings a sense of centeredness to our system. If you'd like to sit for 5 minutes with this mudra, if you'd like to receive the benefits from this mudra, go ahead and close your eyes and let's take those 3 deep breaths to sink into our mudra. Begin by inhaling through the nose, pulling the breath through the lungs and into the belly. Sigh it out. Inhale again, expanding the rib cage in all directions, front, sides, and back. Let it go. Inhale again, lifting the heart and lifting through the top of the head to elongate the spine. Exhale, gently tuck the chin. Allow your shoulder blades to melt down your back. Release any other tension remaining in your system. Remember, we hold our mudra with intention, not tension. So if you're squeezing your thumb so hard that you're cutting off circulation, lighten up, my friend. Loosen up that grip. We're sitting here with intention, no tension. Tension makes it harder for us to sit for the duration of this practice. When we release tension, we cultivate peace. We cultivate presence. I'm going to go ahead and flip this timer. Keep your eyes closed if it's available to you. Find a nice, comfortable, steady rhythm of inhales and exhales. And if you would like to add, go ahead and clench your anal sphincter, just your anal sphincter. See if you can isolate just that part and also maintain a steady rhythm of inhales and exhales. If you need to release the anal sphincter and then constrict, that works as well. Again, you are your own guru. Do whatever pieces are available to you. 5 minutes. I invite you in this space to meet whatever comes up with curiosity and willingness. If there's frustration, meet it with curiosity. Be willing to hold space. And then exhale to let it go. Anytime the mind wanders off, inhale to bring it back to the present moment. Exhale to release any tension. Nothing more, nothing less than this practice and the breath. Release the tension in your jaw. Release the tension in your toes. If your system is not perfectly peaceful, perfectly centered right now, I invite you to offer a gentle smile. A smile of gratitude for the opportunity to release tension. And let whatever comes up be whatever it is. Inhaling to create space for it. Exhaling to let it go. Keep breathing. Inhaling to create space for whatever tension is in the breath, in the body, in the being. Exhaling to release. Inhaling the present moment. Exhaling anything taking you out of the present moment. If you haven't already, offer yourself a gentle smile. Take one big deep breath in, hold at the top, clench the anal sphincter, bring intention to your mudra, nice long spine. Exhale to release. Release the mudra, release the breath, release your butthole, and come back to center. For a moment here, I invite you, before you open your eyes, before you come out of your practice, take a moment to just scan the body. We've released every doing part of the practice. Take a moment to be. Notice the sensations generated by the practice. Notice where you still feel tension. Notice where you feel more space. Notice the quality of your thoughts. Notice the quality of your breath. We wonder if these practices are doing anything when we also don't give ourselves the time to see what happens by pausing, by just being with whatever was created by the practice. You can stay here in this juicy post-practice space as long as you would like to. You can even return to the practice if you'd like to. When you feel complete, I invite you to either bring your hands together into prayer or simply lay one over the other over your heart in gratitude for today's practice, in gratitude for the mudra, in gratitude for the asanas, in gratitude for the prana that is always flowing through the path of least resistance to bring you to your highest good in every moment. Gratitude for the opportunity to clear those pathways so that we may remain more in flow, more and more in alignment. Offer yourself gratitude for taking the time for self-care today, for practicing whatever part of this class that you felt called to practice. Thank you for joining me and cultivating this CAYA space where we can learn and grow and thrive together. When you're ready to come out of meditation, please do so slowly. I encourage you to rub your palms together, generate a little heat, cup them over your eyes for a nice soothing way to flutter your eyes open and return to this side of reality. You guys coming in when I'm talking about buttholes? That's why I really like this mudra. You are very welcome, everyone. You're very welcome. Let me warm up my coffee really quick and I will come right back for chatter. Do not let me forget that my coffee is up there. Did Instagram die? Or are you still here? Really? Instagram is still here? Can you believe it? You're welcome, Alley Cat. You're welcome, Katie. Instagram, I'm so glad you're still here. You're usually cutting out by now. So remember, everyone, the replays for class are always on YouTube. I am Move with Change on YouTube. If you're ever here in a class and then don't see it on YouTube, please let me know. It just means that this stuff did funky things and didn't connect, and so I got to upload it. I leave several weeks of replays open on YouTube, and then I do have a membership level for archives. I do offer memberships for my class archives. I do offer memberships for coaching, group coaching, and private coaching. All that's available on Patreon, hence this thing back here that says patreon.com/move with change. I move with change in all the places you hang out, but you're really only going to hang out with me in our Discord, here on TikTok, and here on TikTok. YouTube, I keep our replays over there. So, that champagne life, that was funny. I came in at that moment. What was super funny is the live was playing over two videos before my live in your FYP. So it sounded, you heard my shenanigans on top of other people. Oh boy. So, yes. Today is Tiny Yoga. Every Friday is Tiny Yoga. Next year, I am going to be changing my schedule around. We're going to be doing some really cool stuff next year. Red Mama Yeti, that was nice. My right knee is swollen. I had to laugh at my wonky chair movements. Aw, did you at least give your right knee some kisses? That's why I really like some of these pieces where in the chair, I'm not spending so much time kissing my knees and I don't know. When we're on our mat, I think I tend to get more into the asana and the sticking the pose properly, versus in a chair, I'm much more likely to make the little adjustments and find things and be like, oh, hi knee. And I know I can bring that practice to my mat too, but I find that the chair really does get me out of type A, wanting to hit the pose perfect, and more into personal exploration. Ella, first time here. Welcome. Yay. Thank you guys for the follows. Perfectly aligned. Wonderful. So tomorrow we have our final class of the week. Right now I'm going live 3 times a week. That will, right now I'm going live Monday, Fridays, and Saturdays at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Here on TikTok, always on TikTok and YouTube. Occasionally TikTok gets extra shenanigans. Coffee. So yeah, this is the best place to catch the bulk of my content. All of my content goes to YouTube. Remember that if you comment questions or things like that on my content, I will make content response videos for you. I deeply appreciate when you guys comment on my content and ask questions, because TikTok is the only place where I can go reply by video and make you a video with the mudras or the mantras or the asanas or the nutrition things or the herbal things or the whatever things that you're curious about. Remember that in this space, information is free. We call this space our CAYA space. CAYA stands for come as you are, because authenticity is the pure expression of you. And you're meant to be you, nobody else. I love you too, Bodhi. So in this space, we practice the tools that cultivate authenticity. We practice the tools and we create the space for ourselves so that we can not only individually, but collectively walk each other home to self-actualization. Your system was meant to be self-actualized. Like, let's drop all of the other accoutrements that come with being a human and look at it really simply. You were meant to self-actualize. What does self-actualize mean? Find balance and alignment within yourself and within the full scope of reality, right? To find your place in the world, to find your purpose in the world. Some people call it dharma, some people call it destiny, some people call it fate, some people call it God's will. I talk about it in this space from the most foundational piece of your energy body. We all come in with our own energy signatures. And as we go through the enculturation process of growing up, our ego manifests to respond to the world. I might come in as my blazing Virgo self, right? But this world may teach me that some of those impetuses, some of that inertia gets redirected. When that happens, when I'm not able to be fully expressive of my energy in a expansive and curious and playful way, then what happens is my ego starts to manifest and builds barriers and builds defenses and builds builds all these masks so that I can be safe in this world. My body, my ego, my energy, my body, my ego are involved mostly with keeping me safe. They're my allies, not my enemies. Butterfly, I'm glad you're here. This is a huge shift we have to make. The world that we live in tells us our bodies are dumb. Our bodies are just dense matter. They're not intelligent. They can't fix themselves. And there's nothing inside of our system, that everything we need is outside of it, right? I have to go find a guru, go to the doctor. I have to learn from someone else. I have to get the certifications. I have to find all these things. I have to seek all of these things outside of me. I have to kowtow to some sky daddy gods or condemning sort of energies. I'll tell you what I have found after 10 years as a reverend, after 12 to 15 or so years of university and education and certifications and whatnot, and more than 20 years of working in the field of human development and wellness, and studying marketing manipulation and politics, because I also wanted to be, all that stuff. You know what I found? The system we're in survives on your resources, your time, your money, your attention, right? Yes, your external resources, but primarily your internal resources, your attention, your energy, your time, your opinion. So it needs to keep you off the path of self-actualization. Because most of us would not willingly give away our lives and all of our resources to a system that's not supporting us. And most of us are feeling the weight of that right now. Wondering why we're tense, why we're unwell, why we're unhappy, why we're feeling lost and alone, even when we're surrounded by all the things that the culture told us we were supposed to have. Because the culture has turned you directly away from your self-actualization. The imagery that I keep getting is as if we've all been turned to face a wall. Put your nose on the wall, and right in front of your eyes is this little brick missing. And they cultivate what you see through that brick, what you see on the other side of that wall. And they tell you that you have to work and toil. And if you fight hard enough, and if you do exactly what they tell you, eventually you'll be allowed to cross the wall. And I tried that. I did that for so many years until it nearly took my life. And in desperation, in absolute desperation, I just turned my back. Guess what I found? The rest of the fucking universe. I'm that person who used to naysay on some of the spiritual woo-woo stuff, especially like manifestation, right? Like, oh, you're a co-creator. I'm like, okay, look, reality is tangible, okay? We can see it, we can touch it, we can move it, we can feel it. It's fucking tangible. Don't tell me that I'm creating tangible shit. But the reality is that the universe is primarily made up of intangible stuff, not tangible. And the way that we interact, the way that we manifest in our reality is by our ever-present, always interacting with the intangible everywhere else. Here is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Western society, or the culture, the paradigm we're in, wants you to focus on the tangible only. Wants you to be fearful that you'll lose the tangible things that you have. Wants you only to trust the tangible things that you can see, hear, feel, touch. These things are the epitome of ignorance when we believe that they are the only thing in our reality. If I spend my entire life clinging to the material, clinging to the tangible, never engaging with the intangible, then I am operating in ignorance and relatively unconscious almost my entire life. And you know, Roy, you mentioned Trump. His entire platform is fear-based and is about the tangible stuff. Politics is about the tangible stuff. Politics is to get you engaged in giving away your time and attention and your money to a game that rarely benefits you. Time for humans to get conscious, Micah Tunes. And here's the thing, you know what? I actually really believe, I know that there's a lot of struggle right now in the world, but I do really believe, and I see it, that we are past the tipping point. Do you guys know the 100th monkey experiment? The 100th monkey experiment is essentially where they went and they taught one monkey in a group a new skill, an important skill. And what do monkeys do? But they share these things, right? Thank you, friend. So that monkey will start to teach other monkeys, and they will slowly learn, and it's going to take some time and whatnot. You know, it's going to be a little arduous, but as more and more of the monkeys learn, it becomes easier and easier until there's a tipping point. It's called the 100th monkey. Yeah. When you reach that tipping point, all of a sudden this skill becomes almost ingrained in the rest of the community, and other generations learn it along with everything else because it's integrated into the collective consciousness. We are past the 100th monkey tipping point. I've been doing this work for a really long time, and I've been watching the uphill battle that it seems to be to try to get us through our evolutionary stages and raising our consciousness and becoming self-actualized. In the last several years, it looks like a landslide. Yes, we are still dealing with things like politics and the allowing of somebody who's so clearly operating from fear-based and ignorant rhetoric, who is clearly touting the divisive paradigm that supports the system that does not support you. What that is the death rattle. That's those last clamoring of ignorance as it starts to leave the collective consciousness. Yes, you can still, as evolution happens in the collective, we can still cling to our ignorance as long as we'd like to. But I like to think about it more like a warming ocean. We are collectively all drops in the ocean. The ocean itself is warming up, akin to our evolution. And yes, there may be some dense, dark, colder pieces of the ocean right now. The people who are supporting horrific things happening in our country and in other places in the world, that's density. That's ignorance. That is adhering to and digging your heels into a closed off experience. You can choose that if you'd like to. I'm not condemning you for choosing that. I'm just saying that I see the collective evolving. And what I know about nature is that it is designed to move with the Fibonacci sequence. That means that as that water is ocean warming, so will all the drops in the ocean. And it's not just empty hope. It's from going all of these years doing energy work, all of these years on my spiritual practice, all of these years doing my explorations and feeling like I was inside of a box, like nobody wanted to talk about it. Energy work, whatever. Chakras, those aren't real, right? It was like this constant hitting that ignorance. And in the last several years, what happened? What have you guys seen blow up all over social media? Mindfulness, spiritual awakenings, people deconstructing their beliefs, people feeling the energy when they walk into a room, suddenly finding themselves astral projecting in their sleep and waking up going, holy shit. That's because we are collectively evolving. It is the quickening right now. Red Mama Yeti. My boys are in speech therapy and they are pressuring us to get them in school. I'm so torn. I don't think it's healthy to have kids dropped off at 7, 8 a.m. It's the most won't let us drop off around 10ish. That's the exact same issue I'm having. Not exact same, but the public school schedule, right, is just not appropriate for my son and I. So we do homeschool. I know it's harder with more than one kid. I wish we were in the same place because I'd be like, let's just join forces. But I would highly recommend, and I know it's hard to find other homeschool parents that aren't also highly religiously saturated. But reach out and chat with me in the Discord. I'm happy to talk about all kinds of ideas that I've got and support you in keeping them at home if that's really what you want to do. I found it wasn't a healthy thing. And currently the system, again, what does public school teach is the paradigm. The public school teaches our children the paradigm that we are collectively moving out of. So I encourage every parent who has the capacity to do so to homeschool their kids. But to do so, again, in a way of expanding their minds, not trying to indoctrinate them, because we have a massive problem in this country of an entire section of people, of our population, who have been indoctrinating their kids for at least a generation or two. Miss Solo, what do I recommend for joint pain? So I'm glad that you asked, because the mudra that we're doing this week is for the sacral chakra. And the sacral chakra is actually what rules your joints. Your sacral chakra is your water center. It's your nourishment center. And it's also your center for fluidity and movement. So all your joints are treated when you treat your sacral chakra. So our mudra for this week is called the Mushti mudra, and it's done like so. You tuck your thumbs in and just make a fist. Don't squeeze, right? We're just doing this with intention, not tension. Bring your fists together like this, and then place it below your belly button, above your pubic bone. You can sit like this and just relax like that and breathe with it. And again, the entirety of the practice can simply be just bringing your attention to your sacral chakra or to your joints or to the mudra and just breathing. I love you, Pootie Toots. I want to check in with you. I'll check in with you today too. I've got several people to check in with today. So if you would like to increase the efficacy of this mudra, the additional piece to this mudra is to constrict your anal sphincter. So while you're sitting with this mudra, again, tuck your thumbs in to make fists gently. Put your fists together and rest it on your sacral chakra, which is below your belly button and above your pubic bone. And then clench your asshole. See if you can do that while you're still breathing. See if you can maintain a restriction on your anal sphincter while you continue to breathe, inhaling and exhaling. Again, intentionally pulling the breath throughout your entire system. This mudra is for centering. It nourishes the sacral chakra. It's known to eliminate nightmares also. Since nourishing the sacral chakra, it assists in digestion, improving our digestion and improving assimilation, which means our body's ability to pull nutrients out of the food through our digestive system. It nourishes and soothes the joints as well. Brings an overall sense of centeredness to your system. And because it's a whole system, like, yes, it addresses the sacral, but because it addresses the whole system in terms of nourishment, it also improves overall vitality. So again, Mushti Mudra. Tuck the thumbs into the palms, curl the fingers around, not tension, don't pop your thumbs. We're just bringing intention to our hand position. Bring the fists together, rest it below your belly button, above your pubic bone, and clench your asshole. Close your eyes and breathe. Nice long spine. Melting the shoulder blades down the back. Lifting the heart with the inhale and releasing tension with the exhale. Nothing more, nothing less. You can sit with that for 5 minutes. You can sit with that for 45 minutes. You can sit with that even longer if you want to. What I really love about mudras is that you can hold them wherever you are. If you're sitting with your partner watching Netflix tonight and you're like, oh, that's right, this mudra. Tuck your thumbs in, hold it on your low belly, and clench your butthole. Your partner won't even know. They might ask you what you're doing. Or you might just be giggling while you're trying to do it and you have to tell them. And you can just watch show after show after show. Again, you are your own guru. So that means that when you are holding this mudra and clenching your butthole, if it becomes too intense or causes discomfort in your system in a way that doesn't feel good, what do? Do we judge ourselves and shame ourselves and be like, God, you're so terrible. You can't even clench your butthole right. You can't even hold the mudra right. God, you can't even quiet your mind. Do we talk to ourselves like that? Yeah, we do, but we don't, right? We don't. We don't want to. So what do we do instead? We meet any of that tension that comes up in our systems with curiosity and willingness. If I am trying to focus and getting my mudra and trying to clench my butthole and continuing to breathe, and it's not very easy to do, and my system starts to bitch at me, it's a beautiful opportunity for me to create space for that part of me. Inhale. I hear you bitching at me. I exhale to say, I give you permission to leave because I'm going to keep trying to do this without having to judge myself, without having to put myself down. Oh, it comes up again. Wow, this is really hard. Yep. That's okay. I'm willing to sit with the practice. I'm willing to experience. I'm willing to give myself the opportunity. And I exhale that tension again. In this space, we focus on the most basic foundational pieces of mindfulness. Thank you, friend. Your intention and your attention. Your intention is your guiding light. It's your North Star. Ideally, you want your intention aligned with your values and beliefs, right? So if I am sitting here to practice my mudra and my intention is just to practice my mudra, that's nice and simple, right? I hang my intention in front of me like a North Star, like a carrot. And then my attention becomes my compass. As long as my attention is focused on that North Star, my intention, then I know my ship is headed in the right direction. Now, if my attention is focused on my intention to be present with this mudra, and then my mind starts to wander off to like, remember we got this big to-do list and you forgot to do this and this yesterday. I can't believe you're sitting here trying to clench your asshole when you should be doing dishes, right? You hear all this chatter? Come back to the intention. And you don't have to say anything. You don't have to fight. You don't have to bitch. You don't have to argue. You can literally just and anytime it wanders off again, I can just go, oops. I'm going to do that as many times as it takes, even if it takes my entire practice. Even the only thing that I do my entire practice is just bring my blessed attention back to focus. I'm going to do it over and over and over and over again. And every single time it wanders off, every single time tension builds in my mind or in my breath or in my body, I'm going to meet it with curiosity and willingness. Curious that while I'm sitting with this mudra, my feet keep clenching. Curious. Well, I'm going to be willing to see it. I'm going to be willing to let it go. Inhale. Awareness, presence, validation. Yeah, sometimes there's tension in my fucking jaw. And then I give it permission to leave. Son, can you let the dog back in, please? So the 4 pillars, we call this the 4 pillars of mindfulness. Intention, attention, curiosity, and willingness. When we use these 4 pillars, we build the foundation. We build a strong foundation for every other practice of mindfulness. Why do I call it mindfulness? I'm not even calling it meditation, because it's not just, meditation is meditation. Mindfulness is simply cultivating your awareness in the present moment, is simply cultivating your intention and your attention and aligning them in the here and now. When my attention and intention are not aligned like they're supposed to be, they're intended to be aligned. And when they're aligned, there's not tension in my system. It reduces the tension in my body and in my life. When my intention starts to wander off and I'm not paying attention to it at all, and my attention is over here worrying about some other bullshit from yesterday, and my intention is also to do this other thing while I'm worrying about shit from yesterday, that's a lot of tension created by the separation of your intention and your attention. This is where most of us operate, because we've been taught my intention is to drive myself home, but my attention is worrying about all the shit that happened at work and worrying about my argument that I'm about to have with my partner because when I'm coming home, right? We are taught to separate these things. We are taught to divide our attention. In fact, I love the word attention. Just one. Just a single one. Not tension everywhere, all over the fucking place in my system and in my life and in my body and in my breath and in my emotions and everything. Tension. My singular light of awareness. Why is this so important? Why would my culture and the powers that be and the systems and the paradigm want to harvest my attention from me? Because don't they vie for your attention at every fucking turn? Marketing, screens, jingles, all of it. Marketing in general is intended to skip your prefrontal cortex, which is your space of higher thinking, and activate your lower mammalian brain, lower emotional. They're supposed to trigger your body. They're intended to manipulate you. When I cultivate my attention, when I learn to bring it in, thank you, friend, and direct it with intention, I am so much more, it's so much harder to manipulate me. Because I am present and aware, not fearful and wandering off and trying to mitigate anxiety with the present moment. How many times in your world, when your attention and intention are wandered off, shit happens and you go through your day, and then it's only at the end of the day that you look back and you're like, Damn. What did they say? What did that mean? Wait a minute. How unaware was I today? How unconscious was I? When I am not fully conscious in the here and now, it is much more easy to trigger me. And what are triggers? Reactions. Repeat actions from past experiences. If I am repeating actions from the past, I am not operating in the present moment, here and now. You know, you want to worry about doing child work, work on your child self, going back into your past and healing your past. You want to worry about all that past stuff. Guess what? The past is just a fucking dream. It's just stored in your head, same as dreams and cartoons are. The future is undetermined, and we're not sure if it's going to come at all. All I really have is right here, right now. And everything that I need from my past is already right here, right now, in my body, in my breath, in my mind, in my emotions, in my reactions, in my habits, in my beliefs, in my values, in the way I perceive the world. All of it is right here. You don't have to go anywhere else. You don't have to go to the past. You don't have to travel into the future. Everything you need is available within your system. So stop worrying about yesterday. Stop worrying about tomorrow. I mean, you can if you want to. It's your life, your journey to do what you want with. But the only place that we are manifesting, the only place where we can access reality is right here. And I can be right here in body. But if my attention is a million other places, I'm not aligned. There's tension in my system and I'm not present. What happens when you're off balance? We call that off balance. If my attention and my intention are all over the place, and right, this is being off balance. Go ahead, stand on one foot and try to reach to one side of you and reach to the other side of you and try to deal with all the shit that's all around you that's not right here. Once you find center while you're standing there on your foot, when you find center, what happens to your body? Let's do it. Let's do it. Fuck it. Let's do it. Just because it's so much fun. Come on. If you're not standing up already and you want to experience what happens when you align your intention and your attention, then get your butt up off the floor and onto your feet. Just 1 foot. Just 1 foot. That's all. Lift 1 foot. Lift 1 foot and throw your ass off balance. I want you to be trying to reach for this thing and reach for this thing. I am managing the house chores and my child's meltdown, and I'm gonna also make sure I get my shit done for later today, and the dog needs to be fed and walked. Fuck, I am totally out of balance and there is tension everywhere in my system. Now, wait a minute. Yes, all of these things need to be managed. All of these things need to be handled. But they cannot all be handled or managed at the same time. So I choose one, give it my singular attention. And what happens? There is no tension in my body, in my breath, or in my life. And as soon as I do that, reach into the future and into the past and try to balance all the bullshit, here I am, the fucking off balance again, with tension all over my system. What happens when you find center? The tension in your system relaxes. That's what it's like to be in the present moment. That's why mindfulness is so important, because what you're doing is just finding that balance that releases all the other tension created by pulling yourself out of the here and now. It's only in the here and now that you can rewire your system. Thank you guys for the gifts and the follows. It's only in the here and now that you can respond. It's only in the here and now that you can respond. If you're not in the here and now, you're reacting. You're repeating actions. Responding is simply cultivating your response ability. I am able to respond. And that only happens here and now. Because here and now is where I exist. I can't respond to what happened yesterday. I can't respond to it if it hasn't happened yet. And it wasn't until I started spending most of my time in the here and now that I was actually able to meet the parts of myself that needed my attention. Remember, tension in your life, in your body, in your breath, in your system, anywhere, is your system's desire asking for your attention. Your system is asking for your attention. When there is tension anywhere in your system, it is asking for your attention. So next time the tension hits your knees, right? Or there's tension in your neck, or your breath catches and you hear that tension in your breath, or you hear that tension in your chatter in your mind, remember, that's not your thoughts trying to attack you. It's not your body trying to betray you. It's not the universe being out to get you. It's not God coming for you in the bad way. It is the entire universe, your entire system, supporting your self-actualization. Because every moment of tension is an opportunity to give it your attention, to release that tension, and align yourself with the truth of who you are right here and now. And that's really all that matters. You want to know self-actualization? You want to experience enlightening your system? Come to the here and now. There was a study done, I want to say in the early 2000s, about attention, especially with the advent of all the extra screens and all the things that we're doing, right, spreading our attention around. And this study was asking whether we can truly multitask, whether our attention can be split between multiple things successfully. Do you know what they found? They found empirically that when you split your attention, it is a finite resource that you are splitting up, that you are separating. Therefore, these two things get less of your attention than if you put all of your attention on one thing. And what's even cooler, let's go even deeper, because that confirms this piece, right, of when I align my attention and my intention here in the present moment, this is where I'm able to manifest reality. This is where I'm able to bend time and space. Okay, now she's gone off her woo-woo rocker, right? She's clearly flipped the fuck over. She's got her feet in the air, skirt over her head. She's talking about bending space and time. Just with your attention. Fuck yes, I am. Fuck yes, I am. Because it's not some complicated concept that you need to spend your entire fucking life to someday reach enlightenment. It is a path you walk step by step every single day, every single moment when you choose to. And the more of your attention and intention you have aligned, the more squarely you can stay on that path. And the more you will realize when you are wandering off that path. Why? Because tension starts to build when I'm tipping off the fucking center. But most of us are so used to operating life like this at full fucking tilt, right? My favorite example is that when I was born into a pretty difficult household in a variety of ways. And it showed in a lot of different things. I had those saucer eyes of PTSD. And as soon as I started to walk, apparently as soon as I lifted myself up, as soon as I figured out how to pull myself up, I started running. And that has been indicative of how I've lived my life, my entire life, up until more recently. Because I thought my value was in what I did, what I produced, how fast I could do it, and how efficiently I could do it. I thought my value was in bending myself as far as I could to take care of other people. to do what other people needed, not to balance myself, but to spend every moment, every waking fucking moment pushing with force. With force. Remember, we were just talking about the difference between the tangible world and the intangible world. Most of the universe is the intangible. It's a small percentage of the universe that's actually tangible. And it's only in the tangible that we need to use that force. If I'm going to build a house, I got to use hammer and nail. I've got to cut that wood, right? I've got to build this thing. I've got to use my muscle. I've got to use my strength. I got to use my teamwork, right? Because I don't even have enough strength to build this thing by myself. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. It's done by force. And then we turn to our inner self and we try to treat our inner self with force. But I've seen this space to be so much more of ethereal spider webs and, a faint wisp of frequency, sound, energy. This is not a space where you come in swinging fists to win the fight. This is why some of the greatest wisdoms talk about surrender. And we go, no, I'm not going to fucking surrender. Because we're raised in a world that says, this is how you defend yourself. Surrender and never surrender. The paradox is when we realize that when we surrender, we find our inner power. We no longer need to use force when we cultivate our inner power. And we cultivate our inner power by cultivating our intention and attention, by being present with our systems, by learning how to direct our attention intentionally, and meeting everything that comes up with curiosity and willingness. When I recognize that my system is my ally, that my ego is not trying to fuck my life up, that the God is not out to get me, that my mind is not harassing me, but instead it is begging for me to clear away the tension so I can be here and now. Yeah, Jess, I used to believe my value was in being small and wanting less. These are just the imbalances that our culture informs us of. And listen, you were taught that by your experience, right? We don't even need to blame anybody. We can just say that this was my experience and this is what my system felt when I was young. Drop the blame, because the blame pulls you back into the past and pulls you back into tension. So we look back at it and say, oh, my system learned that in this world, I am most safe, because my body is mostly concerned with safety. I am most safe being small and wanting less. So what happens to my energy? My ego mask will manifest, and that ego mask is held up here, is created by energy patterns. So my solar plexus, my center for will, my ability to affect the world, to be industrious, to do shit and to say shit and to interact with the fucking world and be confident. Ooh, that energy is not safe, right? Little girl, little boy, little whoever, that energy is not safe. You're not supposed to be that confident. You're not supposed to be demanding. So we pull that energy in and we put it somewhere else. For me personally, it manifested as a massive open heart chakra. The safest place for me to be was to take care of everybody else. Anybody else can relate? Safest place to be was to take care of everyone else. Ignore my own needs, ignore my body, ignore my nourishment, ignore my will, my desire for things, and pull it up into the heart. Now, when my heart is screaming all of this energy, remember, this is a finite system I have. It's born, it lives, and it dies. This is a finite system, so my energy is a finite system too. So when all of this energy is pulled way up here, Tony, safest place was disassociated inside the imagination. You know what that is? That's energy up here. And for us in the West, those of us who grew up in a culture that systematically teaches you to deny your system, to ignore your actual needs and ignore your body. I mean, it teaches you to ignore you when you want to shit. It teaches you to ignore when you want to eat. It teaches you to ignore when you want to sleep. It teaches you to ignore all these things to fit in line with the paradigm so that your parents can go to work and you can go to school. So your parents know how much food to buy you because they're going to feed you X amount at 3 times a day, no matter whether you're hungry or not. So what are you learning? Ignore your system. In fact, manipulate your system so intensely so that you can fit inside of our culture. And your body's going to do that for you. Thank you, body, for keeping me safe. Thank you, ego, for keeping me safe. Thank you for pulling that energy out of those unsafe places. I experienced physical violence when I was young in countless ways. So my body was physically not safe. If I had kept all my energy in my root chakra, instead of pulling it into other places, I guarantee you it would have caused much more severe pain, imbalance, trauma to my system. Thank you, my body. Thank you, my body, for pulling awareness out of my body when it wasn't safe to be in my body. Now, I can re-inform my system. I can create safe space. I can integrate that ego by showing the ego that I can be trusted, by showing the ego that I am willing to hold space for whatever that message is, that I am willing to be that I'm curious about why the ego manifested in the first place. And then I'm going to offer my gratitude. Thank you for protecting me for all these years. Yeah, I've been disassociated from the body. Yeah, I've been weaponizing my energy to try to get myself the relationships I need, right? To make me feel loved and all this stuff. I'm grateful you showed me all that tension. I'm grateful you created these structures so that I could feel safe. The process of enlightening my system is just meeting each of these parts of myself, offering that gratitude and being willing to see what's behind. My ego stands guard over the purest, most vulnerable pieces of me. If I go in swinging, trying to fight tangible, right? And kill my ego, starve my ego, make him walk the plank. I'm going to get rid of, amputate this fucking part of my energy. Do you think those defenses are going to put themselves down? Do you think these guards that are tasked with protecting the most precious, valuable parts of you, you really think they're going to give up their job just because you demand it? If you've ever tried to fight the mind or the body or a habit or a behavior or an emotion, you know there ain't fucking shit you can do about it. That ego, that energy, that emotion will keep overpowering because it has a divine job. Before you were fucking conscious, your body and your ego came in and said, I got you. And now you want to amputate it? Now you think it's your enemy? Why do you feel tension in your body? Why do you feel tension in your life? Why does it seem like every fucking day is a battle? Because there's a battle going on within you, in my mother's words, right? If you create an enemy of yourself, it is a battle you will fight every day. And that battle will turn into the war that you wage your entire life long. And she always said, is that how you want to live? No, but I hate when anger rises out of me, or when I cower in fear after some tiny little thing. I wish I could defend myself. I wish I could be more at peace. I wish. You can. But you don't get there by denying your system, by denying the truth and the value of what your system's been doing for you. Enlightening your system is a journey, a step by step by step, a willingness to cultivate your attention, to align it with your intention, and to stay the course. And whenever your ship starts to wander off or ego grabs the wheel and is like, ooh, you go, wait, ego, you're not driving today. I know that sounded nice to go send that text message to somebody who just popped up in your brain after 5 years. You still want to send a nasty text message to that person? What's your problem? Well, they really offended me, and I don't think I really told them how much they offended me. I think they need to hear it. How many times? I need to tell them the way that they offended me. I need to berate them. Do you? Does it release tension in your system, or does it create tension in your system? My favorite way to navigate this path is to just ask myself in each moment, when a feeling arises in me, when a thought arises in me, when an energy shifts, when an opportunity arises, I ask the simple thing, is this for me or is it not for me? The present is a gift, yes? But not every gift under the tree here in the present moment is yours. Not everyone is going to fit you right. Not every gift, right, is going to be exactly the thing that you want now. Some of the things that we manifest have been manifesting for us for some time out of our imbalance. We may look around ourselves and be like, damn, I'm not manifesting anything. Everything's shitty here. Everything's fucking fucked up and blah, 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 blah. Well, we also resonate to those things. We also call those things into our lives, unless we're aware of what we're manifesting. You're beautiful too, my friend. Thanks, the app shirt. It's not, okay, so how many times in our lives have we picked up the gift that wasn't for us? You know my favorite example, right? The pink itchy sweater. Let's say I go to the bar. Let's use an example of some while ago, right? I'm going to go to the bar, and there is a pink itchy sweater sitting there at the bar having himself a drink. And because I, in the past, have worn pink itchy sweaters, the universe is like, you want that, right? And ego is like, oh, that's familiar. It's a pink itchy sweater. I know what that feels like. So I go sit down next to that pink itchy sweater and I strike up a conversation with him. And before you know it, we end up going home together and I'm wearing that pink itchy sweater the next day. Now, this pink itchy sweater is not really my color and it doesn't really feel very comfortable, but I'm used to wearing it. So I'll put it on again. And when other people tell me, it doesn't seem to really fit you, I'm surprised you're wearing that sweater. I'm surprised you're with that person. I'm surprised you're in this relationship. It doesn't really but okay, we'll trust you to. I ignore the red flags. It's starting to itch. It feels a little tight, right? Below the boobs. Man, I don't know. No, it's okay. It's okay. This is what we've done before. This is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to cinch ourselves into something that doesn't fit us, because that's what everybody else around us is doing, right? This is what I'm supposed to do. I'm taught to do by my culture. And then eventually the relationship deteriorates because you cannot keep breathing inside of something that's way too fucking small. You cannot be at peace when something is constantly itchy as fuck. This is your relationship that doesn't fit you. This is your job that isn't for you. And the reality is, the funny thing is, right? We live in a finite universe. So you're wearing somebody else's pink sweater. That boyfriend, that job, that situation is intended for somebody else that's actually aligned with it. When we put on things that don't actually fit us, when we walk down paths and we manifest these things in our lives that don't really align with our truth, we're taking somebody else's gift. That partner that you want to stay with, denying the red flags, even though there's tension. Oh, we can just fix it eventually. We get stuck in the twin flame stuff. Because my screaming open heart chakra looks really good to somebody with a deficient heart chakra. And my lack of energy here in my solar plexus leads me to find people with a really big solar plexus quite attractive. Wow, look at all that confidence. And then I end up with overly aggressive people, partners, who end up poking the fact that I don't have a lot of that there. And we call this, you complete me. My imbalances match your imbalances. We can just stay imbalanced forever because you don't need to open your heart chakra or balance it. I'll just pour all of my heart chakra into you. You don't need to balance your own center for confidence. I'll just push all of this energy into you. That's codependency 101. And it's how most of us operate in our relationships, unless we've been doing this work of enlightening our systems and becoming aware of tension. That's it. Just tension. Just look for tension. Anywhere you notice tension. Take a deep breath. Oh, hi. Right? Inhale. And exhale to let it go. The breath is so powerful. Your attention is so powerful. I mentioned earlier the woo-woo off my rocker shit about how we bend space and time. I'm not off my rocker because I'm learning to bend space and time myself. Can you believe it? I wouldn't have until I started to cultivate my attention and my intention. You know, when you're driving home and your intention is to drive home, but your attention's not on it at all, the drive happens differently, right? You know, when you're painting and your attention and your intention are fully aligned right here, it's a very different experience, isn't it? When you're in the middle of something, like sitting in the fire, anxious as fuck, waiting for the bad news to come in, right? Waiting to hear back and hoping it's not bad news. Tell me, how does time move then? We have the language to talk about this. This is so real, so tangible, something we all experience that we already talk about how we're in flow, or time moves differently. Time flies when you're having fun. Because your fucking attention and your intention change your perception of time, because time is relative to the observer, to your attention. Time is relative to light. And space is relative to your perspective. Holy moly. You are constantly manifesting. You are constantly shifting the quality of space and time in your reality based on your perception, based on your perspective. I tried for a while shifting my perspective. That's important. Part of the work. Yes. But it wasn't giving me the results that I really wanted. Until I just started being here and now. And I realized that there's so much less that we have to do to enlighten our systems, and so much more that we can just be. Try it with me. Close your eyes and listen to your breath. Take a deep breath in. And let it go. Turn your attention to the farthest away sound that you can hear. Far, far away. Reach your attention for the farthest away sound that you can hear. You don't have to name it. Don't have to know what it is. Just listen for the farthest away sound. Drop the sound and pull your hearing in closer to the room or outside the room around you. Just outside the building or the room you are in. Listen for whatever sounds that you can hear. All of your attention, all of your focus on the sounds just outside the room you're in. All of your attention, all of your focus pulled now into the room that you're in. Listen to the sounds in the room you're in. Let go of the sounds of the room that you're in and listen for your breath again. All of your attention, all of your focus on your breath. Release the sound of your breath and pull your attention into your heartbeat. Nothing more, nothing less than the sound of your heartbeat. All of your attention, all of your focus on the sound of your heartbeat. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, slowly flutter your eyes open. And begin looking around your room. Everything that's red. Find everything that's red in the room you're in. Find everything that's orange in the room you're in. Everything that's yellow. Everything that's green. Everything that's blue. Everything that's purple. Now bring your attention inside of your system and notice the quality of your system. Do you notice tension in your body? Is there tension in your breath? Do you have racing thoughts in your mind? Have you noticed any release of tension? Any more fluidity available? I know that the whole take a deep breath sounds trite. But it's actually that powerful. You want to be here and now? Bring your attention. Cultivate your attention. You're very welcome, Lindsay. That's available to you anytime, anywhere, any day. Chrissy, you'll use that daily. Wonderful. This is one that I really like to use when I'm feeling anxious, right? Brooke, my 2-year-old is yelling, but I hear it differently after that. Fuck yes. We can't expect the world to stop. We can't expect the world to shut the fuck up so we can sit down and meditate. We can't expect the world to meet our needs just because we exist, right? Or maybe we can. If we cultivate the awareness of the way that the universe is seeking to meet our needs in every moment. One of my favorite prayers every morning, every evening, and every time I eat or consume anything, or anytime I'm just feeling anxious, I stop, I use that practice, bring all of my attention, all of my intention into all of the pieces around me, and then I remind myself, look, everything in the universe is supporting your self-actualization. Everything. Every bit of tension outside of me in my life, every bit of difficult moment I see in my life is an opportunity for me to bring my attention and to find balance and alignment in a place that's imbalanced. Sorry, friend, I don't go live with people I don't know, but send me a message about going live another time and I'm happy to chat about it. Guy, FYI, I don't do battles, guys. Again, information is free in this space. If you want to support the fact that I offer free classes, I have memberships to do that with. You can send gifts and donations and whatnot, but I'm not here to take those things from you, to get those things from you. I'm here to share with you guys literally the things, the steps, the tools, the practices that brought me out of my own fucking version of hell. One I chose over and over and over and over again, and one I blamed my parents for, the world for, my culture for, me for, my partners for, everybody and anybody outside of me. And I kept myself in ignorance. I kept myself in the struggle as long as I did that. A couple years ago, I started cultivating a radical personal responsibility. It's not easy. It's scary as fuck because there's nobody to blame. Ultimately, I am the only person who can be responsible for me. Responsible. My ability to respond. Why is it important for me to cultivate my ability to respond? Because everything I experience in this life ultimately happens inside of me. Nuh-uh. There she goes again, off her woo-woo rocker. Nuh-uh, because I see stuff outside of me. Okay, but where do you actually see it? It's the reflection of light in your eyes and the way that your mind fills in some of the spaces, right? Because when I examine my vision, I realize that there's only a pinpoint of clear vision in my view. And we know scientifically that the brain actually fills in a lot of the things that we aren't seeing through memory and assumption. Like yes, I think I see this world around me, but the reality is I'm only seeing a fraction of what my brain is telling me to see. Okay, the world really is out there because I can hear sounds outside of me. Do you? Or is it the sound waves moving the hairs in your ear canal and the eardrum and the cochlea all responding to the vibration of sounds? When you and I are holding hands, this is my favorite one. Because you're real, right? If I'm real, at least you're real. Sure, the sounds are fake. If a tree falls in the forest, no one hears it, it doesn't exist. Okay, my perception is filled in by my brain, fine. But I can fucking touch your hand, and I can see you, and I can talk to you. So you must be real too, right? How do I experience you? When you and I put our hands one in the other, the only thing that I can feel is the way that your hand feels inside of mine. If you and I are holding hands, I'm not feeling your elbow. Unless you put your elbow in my hand, and then the only thing I can feel is the way that your elbow feels within my hand. So I must become responsible, my ability to respond within me to what is going on within my system. Calyptos, yeah, it's amazing for me to think about all the things the brain filters out so I don't see. Understanding the nature of being human is to be in ignorance. I am further propped up in my ignorance by a culture that says the only thing that's real is what you can see, touch, taste, feel, and hear. And if you worry about anything else, then you're crazy woo-woo, right? The grandest misdirection. So why do we feel imbalanced? Why do we feel lacking? Why do we feel confused? Why do we feel lost? Why do we always feel that like deep sense of need for home or security or safety that none of us can fucking find? There's a term for it. This longing for a home we've never had because it exists right here. Sorry, it makes me mad sometimes, but it's also exciting. Because that means you don't have to you don't have to struggle, you don't have to strive, you don't have to spend your entire life at a fucking full tilt into the wind trying to just make it through the day. When we align ourselves with our actualized frequency, with the frequency with which our system was intended to resonate, we have everything we need. then if we don't have it right here in our physical, tangible world outside of us, it's on its way. Or we realize we don't need it in the first place. I think I need the car. I think I need the house. I think I need the fancy clothes. I think I need the image. I think I need the ego boost. I think I need all the money. Because a culture that wants to keep you out of balance tells you, oh, you need all the tangible things. Don't worry about the intangibles. Someday you'll get old and you can be, you can sit there and RV around the country and think about things if you want to. But until then, focus only on the tangible. It turns you directly away from your self-actualization. The culture doesn't want your self-actualization because you're not manipulatable. Because you find your inner power without needing to use force. And that's a scary thing for a system that relies on your ignorance. Chrissy, it seems like so much to work against. The system that keeps us that way. That's what the system wants you to think. That it seems like a lot to work against. Because it says, fight fire with fire. Eye for an eye. Force for force. Sword to sword. It says, peaceful? You can't be peaceful. The world is violent and humans are violent. Blah. But it's just simply not true. And we even have science and psychology and other things that have informed us of these things. And yet our culture still tells us humans are naturally violent. No, they're not. But it's the paradigm that supports the system. But let me give you this piece. The most radical thing you can do, the most powerful thing you can do, is to cultivate your intention and your attention and meet whatever comes up with curiosity and willingness. It seems like it's not going to work because it's not fighting the fire with fire. How am I supposed to change the world? How am I supposed to make my life better by just cultivating intention and attention? Are you fucking kidding me? There's so much more I have to do. Let down that story. Be willing, be curious enough to let down that story for a little while and explore with me. Because I'm here to tell you that I did that stuff for a while. And out of desperation, out of utter fucking desperation, I dropped all of the doing because I couldn't do anymore. For those of you who've been there where you're out of spoons at the bottom of the barrel and there's nobody coming to save you and there is nobody refilling your cup and you are on your fucking own. There was a kind of surrender, a kind of brazenness about it that felt radical. And I tell you guys about how when I first started to meet myself in that way, started to cultivate those 4 pillars of mindfulness. I'd lay out my mat every day and I would make the commitment to meet myself for 15 minutes every day. Now I suggest just do 5. If you can only do 5, just do 5. I made myself sit for 15 minutes every day. Like I said, I had nothing left. I didn't have time for yoga flows. I didn't want to fucking mantra. I didn't want to do any self-care, right? You've been there. Nothing left for self-care. So I rolled out my mat and for 15 minutes, I threw tantrums. I screamed, I yelled, I cried, I beat my fists on the floor, I negotiated, I argued, I listened to the bitching, I bargained, I went through all the stages of grief. And it was messy as fuck. But as I allowed myself the space and the time to just be with whatever came up, something happened. This space started to be created. This peace started to slip in between those moments of tantrum, the moments of fear and worry and doubt and shame. And the more I felt those, the more I would breathe in those spaces. The more I gave them my attention, when I felt that moment, I'd look around and I'd see the world from that moment. And I'd listen to my breath from that moment. And when the nasty head of anxiety and fear and whatever came rearing up again, I let it hold space. I'd, hello again. You can go whenever you're ready. Thank you for protecting me for all these years. Let's find you a new job. Curiosity and willingness is where I started, because that's all I had. And then I started to cultivate the intention and the attention. And after years of having these tools and not putting them into practice, for the first time in my life, I started to fall in love with myself. For the first time in my life, I began to trust myself. And that brings up some really big feels, because it's really hard to realize you've gone through, I don't know how many fucking years not trusting yourself, feeling like you've got an enemy inside of yourself, feeling like you're constantly out to get yourself and you're your own worst fucking enemy, right? To suddenly find a system full of allies and defenders and energies that have your fucking back and have had your back all this time. I had to forgive myself for that too. That's where the integration starts. It's the most beautiful thing ever, right, Jen? There's big walls. But again, here's the thing. When we find walls in ourselves, sometimes we go at them with a mallet, right? We're trying to beat down the wall. We're trying to break the wall. We're trying to get past our defenses. We're trying to push and use force. What changed for me was when I stopped fighting those walls, and when I found those walls, I would just explore the wall. Be willing to hear my system going, no. What do you mean no? Why not no? Because if the wall is me doing an asana practice, that's a place I'm allowed to go. That's a place I'm allowed to be. But why is my system saying no to that today? And if my system says no to that today, can I respect my system? Why should I respect my system? Then I'm not going to get any yoga done. Try it. Because almost inevitably, I find more space for my practices that I want to do when I give my system the moment to listen to the no, to listen to the argument. Oh, is the argument you're just feeling tired? Okay, well, let's start in child's pose. Realize that your system is full of allies. This entire system is supporting your self-actualization. The entire universe is supporting your self-actualization. Your system does not want to be out of balance. Your system is not out to get you. Your system is desperately trying to get your attention so that it can get back into balance, and all these energies can work towards your ascension. That's what we're here to do. I am an instrument. We are instruments here to resonate a unique frequency that is just our own, like a special song no one else in this universe is ever going to or ever will sing. That's a miracle. That's fantastic. I really, really hope that you can clear out this old recorder, get all the gum and the bullshit out of it, so that we can hear what you were intended to bring. If the world didn't need you, you wouldn't be here right now. If the world didn't need your song standing in the chorus, you would not be here right now. Stop with the divisive rhetoric of, oh, there's only 144 that are going to save us. Oh, there's only God's chosen people. Oh, it's up to each and every one of us. Micro, macro, everything that happens, right? Everything inside, everything I experience is inside of my system. Therefore, I am the only one who can truly be responsible for my system. But I live in a culture that wants me to maintain an infantile relationship with my government, with my God, with my parents, with my culture, with my boss. It wants me to act like a little child and stay like a little child. Yes, sir. Okay, I'll do what you say. I won't be too loud. I won't eat when I'm hungry. I won't sleep when I'm tired. I'll fall in line like a good little sheep. And I'll stay a sheep to some hard-hitting master. That's an invitation to stay inside of your ignorance, and you can choose that if you'd like to choose that. No one's condemning you for choosing your ignorance. There is a lesson to be had in ignorance. Trust me, right? I've been there. We've all been there. We are all born in ignorance. I want to add this piece before I go. We want to judge and condemn ourselves for the bad parts, for the ignorance, for the density. We want to enlighten our system to move ourselves out of ignorance and density. We hope someday to be enlightened and find perfect peace and whatnot. All the while, we judge people who are not where we're at, doing what we're at, talking about what we're talking about. We want to fight with each other over this side of the elephant or that side of the elephant. But when we look at humanity like a body, another analogy that I really love, we recognize that every part is necessary. You need the eyes to see the world and the ears to hear, the shoulders to carry the weight of the world, and the feet to move us forward. We also need the armpits to sweat out toxins. We also need the digestive system to separate what's toxic and not needed in our systems from the nutrients and important stuff our system needs. While it may not be pretty, I need an asshole to evacuate the shit my system doesn't need. If I don't have one, a way to evacuate the shit my system doesn't need from my system, then my system dies. So next time you see somebody with a stinky fucking attitude, remember that the body needs an armpit too. And thank them. Thank you, armpit, for getting rid of toxins in my system. I really appreciate it. You see somebody out there being a fucking asshole, remind yourself the body needs an asshole to process the toxic shit. And then really, oh, thank you, friend, for being willing to process that toxic shit, because I don't want to be an asshole. I don't like to be that. I don't like to be having that toxic shit move through me. So I'm working to clarify my system, and not everybody is. And that's okay. I'm not going to judge my asshole for doing its job. Again, might not be my favorite part of my body, but I'm not going to condemn it. Anything other than that is dividing my system into what's good and bad, when my whole system is judging my system. It's creating duality. We want to collectively enlighten, evolve. We have to recognize that every piece is part of the whole. The illusion of creation is the prism. The prism is the illusion of creation. Light, consciousness, shines into the prism, through the prism, the illusion of creation. And it fractals into all those pretty little rainbows you can sort of see behind me. Right? I can't get any rainbows right now. All that we see, all that we experience, is just a fraction of that rainbow. But it's like as if you and I were to sit here looking at a rainbow up in the sky and argue whether purple or yellow are better colors. The rainbows, no. Yellow is the only good color of the rainbow. And if you do not behave like a yellow, well, then you're broken and bad. God didn't create, God created all the colors of the rainbow, but he only created one good color of the rainbow. And if you're not following the one color of the rainbow, then you're going to be condemned. See that trickery I just created there? I'm giving you the idea that there's this sky daddy guy who is purposely trying to trick you, gives you the impetus, gives you the ability to explore with free will this entire bit of creation, up and down and high and low, in and out, asshole and not. But there's only one way. There's only one way to God. There's only one way to be right. There's only one good part of creation. That is a culture that relies on your ignorance and isolation. Those are systems that want to keep you in your ignorance, in a state of fear and loneliness and isolation, so that you can be manipulated and controlled by the system. If you are tired of being manipulated and controlled by a system that does not support you, then I implore you, start with the simplest things. My intention, my attention, curiosity, and willingness. And every time I see an armpit, I thank them for their service. Every time I run into an asshole, I thank them for their service. When the asshole arises in me, I thank the asshole within me for processing the toxins, but I don't need to throw my shit all around the room or on anybody else. Right? I love you too, Fletch. All right, guys. Thank you guys for hanging out for the shenanigans. Quick announcements before I go. If you want to engage in further shenanigans outside of the lives, come join us on Discord. I have a link on Patreon and on Linktree. I am Move with Change on Patreon. I'm Move with Change on Linktree. There's a free link to join the Discord. The Discord is free. Information in this space is free. Comment on my content so I can answer questions for you. Go into the Discord, engage with the material in there. There's extras in there. There's, and lots of shenanigans, right? I hang out in the Discord. If you want questions and things answered through content, ask them here. If you want in-depth exploration, go into the Discord. Note that the schedule is going to be shifting a little bit over the next month or two. And then next year we have an entire program that I'm going to be doing for all of the lives. We're going to explore the entire energy body from aura, koshas, elements, earth chakras, knee chakras, feet chakras, star chakras, soul chakras, universal shit, and everything in between. All the colors, the front and the back of the chakras, the way the nadis and the Sushumna run and all that stuff. We're going to spend the entirety of next year doing that, and I'm working on a workbook to go with it, because the intention here in sharing this information is to encourage you, give you the tools to enlighten your system, to enlighten yourself of your system so that you can become self-actualized. Because this is to what somebody said before. It's not about fighting back with force. It's about learning to put down the need for force and cultivating your inner sense of power. And we do that through self-actualization. So try it. Radical acceptance, radical presence, revolutionary self-care, right? Even just 5 minutes a day. Nice, Carla Tree Chick. I like your name. Where can we register anywhere? So the Discord, again, is free. You join it, you download the app. If you have any questions about any of that, you can also just send me a message, and I'm happy to send you links and help direct you to get places. The Discord is the place to get for free. On Patreon, I have various levels of membership. If you want my replay archives on YouTube, I Move with Change on YouTube, and I have about a year's worth of classes over there now. I'm Move a Change on Patreon and Linktree. I do offer group coaching and private coaching packages. If you have any questions about any of that, you can ask me or go to Patreon to figure it out. Again, information is free. So I have a workshop coming up at the end of the month. The workshop, the way we're going to try to structure workshops now is that I am going to open the workshop for sale. Remember, information is free. So listen here for a second. I've got the workshop. The workshop will be posted on Patreon. The day the workshop starts, I'm going to put it up for sale. You guys can purchase it, download the information, all the content, have the information for yourself. This is a home funeral workshop. It's going to teach you how to do at home after death care and pre-plan for a home funeral. So perfect Halloween-y theme thing, right? We're going to do that on the 31st and then the 1st and the 2nd of November. So we can take our time. I've got fun exercises and things to do with it. You can purchase the thing and you don't have to come to the class. You don't have to purchase the thing at all. You can just come to the free class, but the class is going to be held in Discord. That way we can create a container where we can do group projects and break off into rooms and chat and engage more than like this with the comments and things like that. So come into the Discord if you want to get that workshop for free. You can attend the workshop for free and you can take notes about all of the information. If you'd like to purchase the workshop and the information itself to keep, that is available on my Patreon, will be available on my Patreon page. There's workshops like that also on the Patreon page currently. There's workbooks on the Patreon page. Those things I do charge for, but the information itself is free. So if you'd like to get the information for free, come into the Discord for the 31st, 1st, and 2nd for this workshop. Note that I am posting home burial content for each state. So that's just informing you about the laws, the basic laws within your state for whether or not you can or cannot have a home burial. We will talk a little bit about it in the workshop. Lindsay, is this Reiki based? No, this is about, I am also a death midwife. I wear many hats. I'm also a death midwife. So I facilitate home funerals and I teach people how to take care of their loved ones after they pass. I don't like to host. I mean, I can host them myself, but I really love to give you guys the tools. You guys know how I work in here. I like to give you the tools, you the information so that you can go do the practices. So that's what this workshop is going to be. That's on the 31st, 1st, and 2nd. Will be available for sale if you want to buy it. If you want to drop a donation in the tip jar because of the workshop, or because I'm doing the workshop, thank you. But it's not about that. It's about getting the information out. You will see some schedule changes in November and December. And then next year, I'm going to have that workbook for next year done by Christmas. And then we will go into full swing informing you of all the layers of your system so that I can give you all the tools that I have in my toolbox for each layers of your system. Remember that we're going to start in January with the aura and the koshas. And then we're going to move into the 2nd February. We're going to look at the energy, the elements in the body, and the energy channels in the body and the way that the energy channels move through around the chakras. And then in March, we're going to start with the earth chakras and the feet and leg lower chakras. Then in April with Aries, we're going to hit that root chakra and we're going to move all the way through the chakras until I think November is the crown chakra. And then I have a surprise in December for everybody. Note that with January, we're going to be doing practices like we'll be doing mantras, we'll be doing mudras, we'll be doing asanas, we'll be doing, I'll be talking about herbs and foods that you can eat to balance those chakras and work with the aura, right? Because January is the aura itself. We're also going to be learning how to do energy viewing. So if you're ever interested in seeing auras or viewing your own energy or other people's energy, definitely make sure you come to those classes. So I think the way we're going to structure it is that I will do partial live and then we will go into the Discord into a class space so that we can practice the tools together. So I will still have lives. That will never change. I'm going to keep offering information for free, but I am going to start taking more of our classes into the Discord so that I can offer more support in real time so that you guys can ask questions in real time and we can get a deeper engagement in our classes, right? Which has always been the goal here. So if you want to get that, make sure you're in the Discord by January, by next year, preferably a little earlier. Thank you so much, friend. And if you have any questions about any of it, ask me, send me a message, comment on my content so I can make more content. Duet me, do all the things, right? Now that we're over 11,000 followers, fuck yes. That means TikTok will actually pay for the content if you guys interact with it enough. And I would really love the irony of the paradigm system itself paying for the tools for you guys to get the tools that are going to enlighten you out of being manipulated by the very system. Let's do that. Let's get TikTok to pay for us enlightening ourselves. I love you so much. I hope you have a fan-diddly-tastic Friday. And I'll see you in the Discord. And I'll see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific time for Bhakti Bites. It's our Saturday class. We're going to do the bigger meditation. We're going to sit with our mudra one more time. The Mushti Mudra. Mushti Mudra for the sacral chakra, eliminates nightmares, helps with our digestion, helps with assimilation, improves overall vitality and centeredness in the body. It goes like so. Tuck your thumb, curl your fingers with intention, not tension. Bring your fists together. Rest that below your belly button, above your pubic bone, and then just close your eyes and breathe. If you'd like to add a piece, you can also clench your butthole with this mudra, because that is how we get the most benefit from this mudra. Make sure that if you are contracting your anal sphincter, you're still breathing throughout your meditation. You'll want to hold it for at least 5 minutes if you can. But again, we're not in the business of creating battle within ourselves. So if you're sitting in this practice and all you can do is clench and release your butthole and still breathe, that's okay. Work with that. See if you can maybe match the clench and release with the inhale and exhale, and then maybe see if you can hold it through a couple of inhales and exhales. Explore. Take your time. You're your guru. I am not your guru. Only you are inside of that beautiful, magnificent miracle body that you are. So only you can know what you need. But know that I love you so much, and I will see you in the Discord and in all the other places. Have a great Friday.